Who are you?
I'm Mr. D. Fisher. I'm Dan Fisher.
So we've been married 29 years. When I finished college, I moved to Milwaukee. And a couple years later, I moved back to Chicago. And while I was in Milwaukee, I worked with a lady named Margie. And after I moved back, I would come up on weekends to hang out with her. Well, it turns out she's Don's cousin. And one weekend, she asked me to sub in the bowling league that they were in, a mixed doubles bowling league. And so I did. And tell them who won that night, Don.
It's a contested. She kicked my butt. That's what she did.
I'm Gwen Guru.
And I'm Lisa Guru.
And we were married for
4 years.
Yeah, just 4 years.
We met at Walgreens. We worked together. And that was pretty much it.
Yeah, she was pretty much the first thing I noticed when I walked in the first day.
Oh, so, yeah, that's right.
I'm Ruth Rosenquist.
And I'm Floyd Rosenquist.
We have been married 56 years and 11 days. We met in 1947, hiking around Lake Geneva with a neighbor lady to the north of us. She doesn't live there anymore, but she used to chaperone all the teenagers. And I had just moved into the subdivision, and they were going on this hike, and she thought that this would be a good way for me to meet everybody. And I met this guy. I don't think he had a crush on the other girl there, but that's all right. He was good, and he helped both of us in the terrible South Shore, where there was a pipe you had to shimmy across. This was 1947, a long time ago. And it just happened. It was always there for me. And I have to say we didn't fall in love right away. But he never really proposed to me either. He just took it for granted we were going to get married. So here we are, 56 years later, and we're still going at it.
Well, we met the 20th of June, got engaged the 19th of August, and we're married the next June.
You always did do things quick.
Next to Wheeler's Bowling Alley, the place there.
Sure.
All it was a drive-in. It was just a drive-in, that's all, nothing, no inside. And one of her sorority sisters, she was going to University of Iowa, and one of her sorority sisters had worked here part of 1 year, and so she talked these other two girls into coming out here to work. And then the lady that owned it introduced us, and we were going to take the girls around and show them around.
Yeah, Mrs. Pooey said she'd introduced me to a nice boy.
It's pretty simple. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't imagine being with anyone else.
It's important, I think, to be friends with your husband too. And I don't like the same things. Be willing to compromise, I guess.
Just that there's so much, she has done so much for me. She's just one that, being a nurse, and her feelings for everybody in the family, it's hard to visualize anyone other than her.
We had a few little not tiffs, but disagreements when we got to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
When we first got married, because the first year is a big commitment. You come from maybe 2 different environments, 2 different ways of living. He loved to go fishing, and I liked to travel. So one of the first commitments was in the summer when we had the children, and we went on vacation. 1 year we went up to Canada fishing. The next year we traveled. And we've gotten to take the kids out west and up north and down south and around. And that was one of the things we settled. And the other thing was, marriage is really 50-50. And this is our favorite statement. We each give 50-50, and he claims he gives 75.
I give 75 and she gets...
But that's how come it's worked.
She is my best friend. I mean,
We just decided right away, right at the beginning of our marriage, that wasn't an option. You know, the marriage is what it is, and we would work things out. We made the commitment to try, and for 29 some odd years, we've been continuing that.
Habit?
Okay.
I don't know, I guess, yeah,
We're so used to each other by now, of
by
course.
now, yeah, and she
We had
takes
some
care of me.
times when we, you know, you had a temper when we were first married.
Oh, yeah, right.
It sounds like you both share quite an adventurer spirit. That has to be part of
We've moved a lot.
why you stay committed, because it really, you know,
We needed each other.
Yeah. You gotta help me move, you gotta carry stuff.
Well, I don't know anybody here. We got to stick together.
I'm confident that God worked through Luther Memorial and helped our kids get a sense of what it means to be a Christian, what it means to have a relationship, and they'll depend on that down the road. It can't be coincidence. God's working through us. We may not know it, see it, but He's there.
Whatever happens, we can handle it. And if we can't, God will show us the way through. God has always been a part of our lives. He's been there. I don't know how to say we handle it or how but He's there. I know He's there. We believe in God. God is
Yes.
with us all the time. He is, you have no idea how committed I am to Him. When the weather, little silly things, when the weather was bad and I was driving home from work at 11:30 at night and the roads were icy and that, I'd get on the road and I'd say to myself, okay, God, you're my co-pilot, we're heading home. And we'd get home.
I guess just knowing that I'm forgiven and just trying to act that way towards my family and husband.
No matter what happens, no matter the difficulties, if you make the commitment, then live it.
Just making time for yourselves, like to be together, that's really important, I think.
And then don't sweat the small stuff. Remember, there was a reason that you married this person.
And as far as people getting married now, I think their attitude is half the reason there's divorces. They know that if it doesn't work, they can get a divorce. Well, that's not the way we were raised, and that's not the way we entered marriage. We entered marriage that it was going to last, regardless of what happened. Your attitude, and it's not easy. It's a work. You have to work at a marriage.
And a good marriage.
At a
yes.
good marriage. He's a good guy. I'll keep him.
Maybe you're talking enough.
Yeah, I probably have, yeah.
This poor girl.